Hi, my name is Tirupati and I'm the trainer for the Solution Architecture workshop. In this video, I'm going to quickly go over the workshop highlights, primarily focusing on the topics that I cover in the workshop and how each of these topics empower you to perform effectively. So let's get started topic by topic.
Let's get started with our first topic, the types of architectures. Nowadays, you hear various types of architectures such as enterprise architecture, solution architecture, application, technical, software. You don't know when do you do what architecture and how these architectures are related to each other. This workshop comprehensively introduces each of these architectures and also discusses the supporting frameworks as well, so that you have a clear understanding of what kind of architecture you are working on at any given point in time. Our next topic is architecture standards and documenting architectures. Why do you document architecture when the customer is interested in the working software? We need architecture documentation because every stakeholder, including architect, designer, manager, administrator, and any other one, they draw some or the other information from the architecture document to perform their job properly. This workshop discusses various global standards for documenting architectures such as RUP, IEEE 1471, ISO 42010, etc., and also talks about the respective viewpoints that provide artifacts to document the architectures. This knowledge empowers you to create an organized architecture document that is globally accepted, and also empowers you to read, understand, and quickly locate the relevant information in an existing architecture document. Let's look into the system context section of this workshop. Gone are the days where the applications are standalone providing some functionality. You give some input and the app gives some output. Nowadays, any enterprise application needs to communicate with 100 other systems. For example, if you take a telecom billing system, that takes input from CRM system and the output goes to finance system. Like this, any business such as banking, manufacturing, healthcare, you have upstream systems and downstream systems. Appropriately designing external system integration is critical for a successful architecture. This workshop covers different classes of interfaces and different techniques for interface integration, along with the pros and cons and suitability of each technique. This also discusses the checklist of architecturally significant parameters that you need to consider to design sound external interfaces. Technology or product selection. As a senior IT professional, often you face with the challenge of choosing the right product or technology. Selecting a right product can get really complicated if there are closely competing products. This workshop covers an elaborate process for product selection. The process takes numerous factors such as licensing cost, ease of use, performance, and other SLAs, etc., making this process really robust and subsequently enabling you to arrive at a precise selection of the product. System design. This activity is essentially about breaking the system into appropriate subsystems. Every subsequent activity such as development, deployment, and testing, etc., are carried out at the subsystem level. Subsystem identification is the most important activity. Proper identification of subsystems addresses many of the quality issues such as performance, availability, and maintainability. This workshop covers all the techniques to identify and document proper subsystems. This knowledge enables you to do a subsystem design and also enables you to easily create architecture document from an existing software on which you can do the impact analysis very easily. Let's turn our attention to non-functional requirements or quality attributes. Let's talk about performance. Performance is the biggest and most exciting topic of this workshop. Performance has always been a critical success factor for any application. Many projects failed or spent huge amount of money addressing performance issues uncovered in later stages. This workshop covers every aspect of performance extensively so that you don't see the problems in later stages. The elements that are extensively covered include various definitions of performance, capturing performance SLAs, understanding latency distribution, performance improvement techniques and performance troubleshooting techniques, and architectural tactics. Let's go through each of these sections in detail. Performance definitions. There are various measures for performance such as response time and throughput, etc. Each of these occur due to different reasons and make the application suffer in different ways. This workshop covers these definitions elaborately and how response time varies and how throughput varies under different load conditions. Understanding this will enable you to assess system reaction under different load conditions. Capturing performance SLAs. Often the performance problems arise due to imprecise performance requirement capturing. The customer tells something, developer understands something, and the tester does something else. This workshop discusses the procedure to capture accurate performance requirements that enable every stakeholder understand precisely the same way that leads to proper implementation of the performance SLAs. Understanding latency distribution. When you encounter a performance issue, you have no clue about where to start looking for a solution. In fact, you have to focus at different places based on whether the problem is in online transactions or batch processing. By understanding the latency distribution, you will be able to quickly decide where to focus as soon as you uncover a performance problem. This enables you to quickly address the problem. Performance improvement techniques. Whenever I ask my students the question, how do you improve performance? Invariably the answer is by code optimization or SQL optimization. The irony is you have 15 to 20% chances to address performance issues by code optimization. Rest of the issues belong to somewhere else. Improving performance by code optimization is usually confined to a single scenario, not system-wide. This workshop covers a comprehensive suite of innovative techniques which bring in significant performance improvement system-wide with limited effort and in limited time. Performance troubleshooting. Whenever I ask the question, how do you troubleshoot performance? The immediate answer I get is profiling. Code profiling or SQL profiling. These profiling techniques are primarily useful to trace code optimization issues. In reality, the performance problems in enterprise applications are quite complicated and often span multiple tiers. You notice the performance lag in web tier, but the root cause could be in a deadlock in database, or it could be insufficient network capacity. Tracing these complicated problems require a holistic examination of the entire system. This workshop covers the techniques that help you identify possible problems and also covers the respective diagnostic techniques and possible solutions. Architectural tactics. These are the techniques such as optimized repeated processing, which is an extremely powerful technique to address performance issues strategically. And other techniques include such as coarse-grained operations in distributed systems, etc., which significantly address the performance issues. Scalability. Scalability is another must-have characteristic of any successful application. This workshop discusses all the scalability techniques such as arriving at a proper mix of horizontal and vertical scaling suitable to the situation. It also covers various load balancing techniques and load balancers, and covers various DB scaling techniques such as replication, partitioning, and sharding. Security. Security is another vast topic in this workshop. When I ask the question to my students, as an architect, what's your approach to provide adequate security to my application? Where do you start? The answer usually is private authentication, authorization, encryption, etc. All sorts of buzzwords. Unfortunately, thinking of security in terms of these buzzwords is known and documented bad practice called ad hoc security measures. This workshop talks about a very organized step-by-step process to provide adequate security for an application involving sensitive resources, threats, access control lists, mechanisms, and security standards. This workshop also covers cryptography extensively. You will have clear understanding of various concepts such as symmetric and asymmetric encryption, message digests, digital signatures, digital certificates, and the respective specifications and implementation techniques. So far I have gone over the major topics that are covered in this workshop. Apart from that, this workshop also discusses the architecture patterns, reusable architectural asset survey, cloud computing, NoSQL, role of architect, and capacity planning, etc. Thank you for watching this video. Hope to see you face to face soon. Have a nice time.